You ready?
I have no idea what's going on.
And we'll go.
Hey guys, so welcome. Good morning. Hope you guys had a restful night last night. And today we're going to be doing the talk on restoring the divine blueprint. So we're going to include some practical DNA activations, and we're going to talk about what it means to anchor in a new reality, a new earth, and creating heaven on earth. My name is Angel Chonin, and I am a multidimensional healer, as well as massage therapist, yoga teacher, Reiki master, pranic healer, as well as I channel beings from other constellations, the angelics. I channel Arcturians, Pleiadians, Lyrans, Andromedans, and any other Law of One beings. And I make it very specific that they have to be of the Law of One and of the Law of Do No Harm, because there's a lot of false light beings out there, there's a lot of pretender beings, so we want to keep the frequency clean. And a little bit about myself. I was a computer engineering student, and I was working for this company. We were creating simulators for the government for Apache helicopters, and the job was cool, but it was such a toxic place. It was such a toxic environment that it just felt like all my energy was going towards the war machine. Like, just by being there, just by participating, even though it wasn't directly used for that, they were used for training purposes, it felt like a drain, and I didn't want to be supporting that industry. So I prayed that I'm able to do something to truly help people, and that's how I ended up on the healing path. I underwent a spiritual awakening in 2012, and that was a very interesting experience for me, because I was an atheist before having that experience, and I was going through a dark night of the soul. I was in a hospital, and I heard 2 knocks on the window, and there was nobody there. It was just this feeling of calmness, this feeling of peace overtook me, and it told me everything's gonna be all right. So since that moment in February of 2012, I went overseas to Bulgaria, which is where I'm originally from. And Bulgaria is has an ancient history that stems back to the Thracian tribe, who are direct descendants of the Atlanteans. And there's a lot of sacred sites in Bulgaria where if you go there, you may receive an activation because of the interaction of our light body with the grids underneath the earth, as well as the cosmic grids. So I went back to Bulgaria, and I met some incredible healers over there who showed me things that I never thought were possible. There was one of the healers there. He knew that I had a broken arm, and he said, "You've developed a crack in your already broken arm." And I was wearing a long sleeve jacket so that he could see that that I actually had metal in my body and that I had a broken arm. So, but he saw with what I now know is X-ray vision, and that's one of the psychic gifts that we can develop. If you do healings, you can work on activating your X-ray vision. so you can peer inside and into the body and see exactly what's wrong. A lot of medical mediums are able to do this. And so that started my path, going that trip back to Bulgaria. I started listening to different channelings by Creon. I was part of the Stargate Experience, which was created by Brigitte and Julianne. They have a retreat center in Mount Shasta, and I was a translator for their seminar in Bulgaria. And it was very interesting. As I was doing that, I was receiving the words before they were spoken. So I was tuning into the stream that Brigitte, the channeler, was tuning into, and I was before he would even speak, I would know exactly what he's going to say. And this blew my mind because I came from a scientific mind, all mental based, all logical based. So I was like, whoa, like I'm receiving this information, and so that was a really interesting experience. And that work has to do with creating stargates. So it was a channel and structure. The stargates are organic. There's different stargates along the planet, and they serve as portal networks. So you can travel throughout the dimensions using a stargate. And if you create one etherically, you can use it as an elevator throughout the dimensions. So you can raise to, say, the 7th dimension. So let's do that right now. Let's create an etheric stargate. And let me show you what that looks like. So this is what the structure looks like. Let's imagine that in the center of the room. Let's create an etheric stargate in this room. And let's call for a strong 12th dimensional presence here. Let's call for an even stronger 12th dimensional presence. Let's ask for all of our soul family, all of the angels, all of the dragons, all of our galactic brothers and sisters who are of the law of one and of the law of do no harm, to be present here, to heal us, to guide us, and to activate our DNA to the fullest potential. Remain in this frequency. Each time we activate a stargate etherically, all of them all across the world activate, and we can do this anytime, anywhere. So that's one way to call for a quick activation of your DNA. It is the guides, it is the higher dimensional beings that help us to activate our DNA. That is something that you can learn how to do yourself. With practice, you can do it on yourself, and we're going to go into the different ways to create that. So as I was going along my path in Bulgaria, I noticed a lot of people would come to me for healing. It would just happen spontaneously, and that's what made me keep going along this path. Is the synchronistic experiences. So, if at any point in your life you're wondering about what path you should take, just ask internally, tune into the heart center, and just ask for guidance. And it's more so a surrendering and an allowance than it is of mentally trying to figure things out. The 12-strand DNA, that is our original divine blueprint. And that is the template that we all came down here to embody. That was the original model that, due to interference from many other places, other star beings who do not have the best intentions, and some of the controlling species, our DNA as humans has been locked down. Most people on this planet operate on 3 or 4 strands of multidimensional DNA. DNA is a multidimensional structure, so it's not just the 2 physical strands. As you can see in this original template here, there's 12 strands. And within that DNA is memories. There's memories of every place that we've been in the galaxy, in other galaxies, in past lives. All of our multidimensional abilities, all of our psychic gifts, they're all stored in our DNA. And that's why it is so valuable, and that's why there's so many species interested in humanity. And going back to when there were abductions, that's what they're after. They're after our DNA, because the DNA in itself contains codes, information that they, those species do not have. A lot of those species, for example, cannot reproduce, so that's another reason that they need us, is to basically teach them how that process works, teach them how to repair their DNA or basically use our DNA because it's still intact in that sense, and then to be able to raise babies and learn how to nurture a child. That's something that a lot of these races do not have and have lost. So because of that, a lot of these species, they need us, and they're coming down here, they're modifying our DNA, they are sending DNA codes to the planet because the planet's DNA is not suitable for them. So by doing that, they're basically taking us off our original divine blueprint, and they're using us for their own goals. What can we do about this situation that we've found ourselves in? Of course, it's not just the other species that have damaged our DNA. There's a lot of DNA damage that has happened through food poisoning, different chemicals, chemtrails, all the frequencies being projected on this earth, all the electromagnetic interference, that's all affecting our energy field. So we always have to remain source connected, and as long as we remain connected to source, to our highest potential self, as long as we activate our DNA, which we're going to go into, we cannot cannot be affected by all the interferences. It cannot be affected by all the negativity that's going on. So the process of DNA activation is the regeneration of our original silicate matrix. Currently, we are a carbon-based species on Earth, and we're evolving to the silicate-based crystalline structure chemically. So, what does that mean in terms of our evolution? We are becoming lighter. We are shedding the densities that we've collected along all these lifetimes, and we are basically becoming more and more in alignment with our highest self, with our light body. So we're gonna go into the process of DNA activation, and let's describe one of the, I would say, most powerful techniques for DNA activation, which is light language. Light language is basically the language of the soul. Everyone, all humans, all beings from all galaxies are able to express themselves through light codes. It can be through sound frequencies, it can be through symbols, they can be drawn, they can be spoken, it can be envisioned. You'll see a lot of times when somebody is doing light language, they'll start drawing things in the air with their hands, bringing codes. This basically creates a geometry, and this geometry is in itself contains information that once it's created, it works with the geometry of your light body, and that has an activation purpose to once you fuse the geometries and you send them to somebody, it's just like energy healing. It infuses into the aura, and it does whatever that symbol, that code was intended to do. So let's close our eyes and allow for a DNA activation, and this will be channeled by the Arcturian Collective. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath through the belly. Visualize your energy being filled with the golden healing light. You're still in the 12th dimensional energy field. And you can silently or out loud say, I give myself permission to heal. I ask for my DNA to be activated to its fullest potential. Ushtaranata yakuru natyata namushuku yata. Taranasha yatarai takashuku mukuru nataya. Ukanataya nata ishu mukuyata yakana no shuktura nataya muka. Ikaranata shuku mukayata. Ishtaranaka yaturu natanakaya. Focus on your solar plexus. Visualize the yellow energy going into your solar plexus. Shuturo no tayamo karashi karariataka. Uno tayanota mushtukuro no tayanota. Visualize all the weight leaving your body, becoming lighter and lighter with every breath. Now let's set the intention to connect with your spirit guides. All of those beings who have agreed to help you in this lifetime. Calling for our soul family to come and to shed light on anything we may have questions about. As we are in this state, let's create an intention and let's read this. I'm actually going to channel, I have one written down, but I'm going to channel revocation so we may clear ourselves. So repeat after me. I, in this ever-present moment of now, clear all contracts that have limited me, that have bound me to any system of control. I break any curses, vows or agreements that I have made in any timeline or reality. So that I may achieve my ascension in this lifetime. I am no longer bound by the system of reincarnation. I break free from all karmic cycles. I send healing throughout time and space to all versions of myself who are in need or who are stuck. I am my own pillar of strength. I connect to the core of the earth. And I attune myself to the earth's frequency. I ask for God, Source, to come into my body and repair my DNA, to activate all of my multidimensional abilities. ask that I am in alignment with my highest divine soul's purpose. I ask to receive all downloads and upgrades to my light body. I ask to restore myself to my original 12-strand DNA. And so it is. Now visualize 3 spheres of golden light, one in front of your forehead, one in front of the heart center, and one directly in front of the root chakra. Visualize these spheres spinning. First they're going clockwise for the masculine energy. And within each sphere, there's a second sphere forming that's spinning counterclockwise for the feminine. Feel those spheres filling up with light, becoming larger and larger until they are enveloping your whole body. Visualize the Merkaba structure. If you don't know what a Merkaba is, it's up on the screen. It's 2 pyramids, one facing up, one facing down. Visualize that around your entire body. The top pyramid spinning clockwise. Bottom pyramid spinning counterclockwise. This is your light body vehicle, your vessel. Visualize it being filled up with golden light. And the Merkaba is now spinning faster and faster. Any interferences, any implants, any parasites, negative entities, any monitoring or tracking systems, AI hooks, negative AI agendas, programming, any connections to lower frequency realms are leaving your body now. Continue visualizing the spinning Merkaba. Now pull this Merkaba down, send it to the center of the earth. Where it is being upgraded to its next stage of evolution. You are receiving a light body upgrade. Take the Merkaba from the core of the earth pillar of white light, send the Merkaba back up until it's enveloping, surrounding your entire body. The pillar of light is going up through the roof of your head and connecting with the galactic central sun. Cosmic energies from the galactic central sun are coming down into your heart center, where they're merging with the Earth's energy, the energy that we received from the Earth's core. Feel the energy accumulation within the heart center. Now there is a sphere of electric violet and golden energy above your head. Electric violet is white and violet energies infused together, combined with gold. And visualize that sphere of light above your head, filling up with healing frequency. And once you have received enough energy, once there is enough accumulation in that sphere, see it burst, and drop down into your body. All of that energy is going down into every cell of the body. Activating every strand of DNA, every existence that you have. And let's create a shield of rainbow-colored energy all around you, starting from the bottom of your feet, color red, followed by orange, yellow, green at the heart center, blue, indigo, violet at the crown of your head. Now visualize all the colors mixing together, turning into a white light. That is your protection mechanism. Nothing which not for your greatest and highest good can come into your auric field. You're building up the rainbow body. Activating all Kathara centers within the body. Merging with the universal Kathara grids, merging with the higher realms of heaven. Going up to the 13th dimension. 14th dimension and the 15th dimension. Ask to be connected with the 5th and 6th dimensional scalar wave frequency. You can say this out loud. I ask to be connected with the 5th and 6th dimensional scalar wave frequency. I ask for it to heal my entire body in all ways. Scalar waves are standing waves that can go through any solid object, and they carry information that heals you on a multidimensional level, starting from the light body and going into the physical. Let's send healing to all past timelines, all traumas that we have experienced in any lifetime. Visualize there are fire codes all around you, and what these are, they're specific geometries built out of electromagnetic impulses of sound. They can form all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So let's ask for the original divine blueprint, fire codes, and fire letters to surround our entire body. Connect us with our ascended state, our solar Rishi state. This is where we are quite literally a sun. Sun has a sentience. We can travel to any dimension, reality at will. And we can use all of the codes, all of the protections that we have created here and now, and that we will continue to receive, to travel to anywhere that we need to anywhere that we may receive an activation, we may receive information. For now, let's bring it back into the physical body. With every breath, feel more and more present. Notice any changes within your physical body. And you may open your eyes. Ready. So we're kind of running short on time, but just to highlight some of the ways that we can increase our frequency and activate and restore our original DNA blueprint. We can do meditations such as this one that we just did, and receive the light codes from our galactic family. We can travel to different locations throughout time and space to receive those activation codes. There are certain sacred sites along the earth where if you go there, your light field interacts with the Earth's grid, and you receive an activation, and you're also upgrading the Earth as well. You may be doing transmutation as well of anything that's happened in that particular location. Like in 2015, I went to Pompeii, where they had the volcanic eruption, and I could feel all that stress, all that tragedy and that negative energy. And I was guided to place my hands on certain rocks, and I would see that energy being transmuted. So there was energy passing through me, interacting with everything that was going on there in the past, anything that remained, and helping any of the disincarnate spirits that were stuck, or also transmuting those energies that were left in the earth itself, in the stones and the structures. We can do meditations and intention setting on aligning with our highest self. Healing is all about intention, so you just set the intention to be connected to the highest potential timeline, to the ascension timeline, and to your highest divine self. And you say that with full intention. And it's a process, so little by little, as we walk along our path, we become more and more aware of what that means, of how we can become more enlightened, how we can be more of service to ourselves and others. So just ask and you shall receive. Through technology, there's many beautiful technologies downstairs that use scalar waves. You can create scalar waves just using your mind, like what we just did, asking for fifth and sixth dimensional scalar wave field to be created. We can charge our food and water just by setting the intention that all the toxins may be removed from the water, from the food, and infusing it with the divine healing energy. We can say, I ask to be a channel of divine healing energy, to bless this water, to bless this food, and just feel a source stream coming in from the crown of your head, going through your hand and into the food or water. Of course, there's many different healing modalities, Reiki, pranic healing, there's theta healing. There's a million of different ways that we can heal ourselves. And once we remove the blockages, that allows us to activate our DNA. Of course, we have to understand the divine laws. The main law is the law of one. And to also understand the law of free will, and that any interference on somebody else's free will is stepping on their path, stepping on their journey. So we must be mindful and respectful of that. There is connection with the earth's sentience, being out in nature, receiving those negative ions from nature itself, being closer to originally how the earth, how our frequency is supposed to be. And of course there is the raising of the Kundalini energy. There's many practices. There's Kundalini yoga. You can visualize the two serpents coming up the spine, the Ida and the Pingala, with every breath. one is positive, one is negative, and those charging up, coming up the spine, and then the central Shushuma channel activating, and that is also equivalent to the Kundalini. It's the equivalent of the ascension process. So the higher up our Kundalini energy rises, the closer we come to being fully embodied in our ascended state.
Thank you so much.
Do we have time for questions and answers?
I think if anyone has questions, we are a little bit over on time, so I don't want to limit the next speaker.
Could you review what I asked you yesterday when we were talking about Keylontic science? You mentioned somebody who was like a teacher or Keylontic science, somebody named Salvador. Is that correct? Am I remembering right?
So I'm not. I don't think I mentioned.
Well, you mentioned the name of another person when we were talking about that yesterday after your.
Oh, it was it was Sal Rakelli. So his teaching is not necessarily Keylontic science. He has his own teaching where he describes his journey of traveling to his highest states outside of time, and he basically describes that we can be we can become creators of universes, we can become a star, earth sentience, so any type of we have so much freedom that once we evolve, the higher up we go, we get the choice to what we would like to become. So it's an infinite reality, infinite creation. He talks about timeline and dimensional shifting, which is also this another passion of mine, is basically shifting timelines by envisioning the optimal, the highest potential timeline, and then so visualizing yourself exactly how you would like to be, fully activated, 12-strand DNA activated, everything in your life flowing smoothly, synchronistically, everything aligning perfectly. And just the more you do that, the more you anchor it into this reality and fully merging with that timeline. So acting, speaking, thinking as if that's already happened. And in doing so, we're creating that individually, but also for the collective as well. If all of us, such as right now, we do a group meditation, it's more powerful than just one person. So if we keep doing this on a global scale, we're basically creating holes in any of the controlling grids or anything that's kind of lingering, any loose energy, any stuckness that is from the past. So we're transmuting that, transforming that into life.
Do you feel it's actually possible to literally shift to another timeline where a different event has occurred that we prefer in our own past?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so do I. Not everyone agrees with that, but yeah, I think that's possible. Could you tell me the person's name again?
That's Sal Rakelli. So it's spelled. And that's actually one of his books. One of his books is The Mystery of Time. So it's very interesting.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course. And if you would like to connect with me more, my site is Angel Divine Healing. I'll be doing healings downstairs, healings and massage, or any of my social media. I'll be posting more content on there. I do energy work, energy training programs, Reiki certification programs.
Do you have any recorded classes that you've taught or anything?
I have some. I have to post them up. It's more so talks like this. I haven't recorded the teaching itself. It's usually in small groups, and it's usually tailored to each individual who's there. So real time, I basically speak to where everybody is at in the group, so that they may receive the proper information and activation codes. But I will be posting a program, training, healing course.
Do you have a newsletter or anything?
You can
gotta
follow
really
me
go.
on my social
Guys,
media.
we-
That's where I post. That's where I post all of my events and things that I'm doing.
What's your main social media?
So either on Facebook or Instagram. Actually, oh yeah, this is kind of blurry. So it's Angel. On Facebook, I am. You can search for my name, Angel Chonet, or let me see if I can get this.
Bulgarian?
Bulgaria, yeah.
Yeah, I found
So
Do you
that's,
accept friends or just Poland?
what's that?
Do you accept friends or just Poland?
Oh yeah, I accept friend requests.
Shoot, that's kind
You're based in Orlando?
Yes, we're from Orlando, but we host conferences like this one.
Do you mind if we set this up?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you
Sorry,
very much.
the
I'm sorry.
previous presenter took a little bit longer, so it's fine.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the HDMI.
Is that where you hook out?
Yeah, so that will connect you to the projector.
Okay.
Do you need help, Donna, setting up?
Yes, please.